On the surface, Hello Jadoo appears to just be a wacky kids show. Jadoo and her mischievous classmates go to elementary school, goof around, and learn moral lessons. And yet, over the years, a couple episodes have been controversially punted from its canon. The author of the original comics wrote these nostalgic childhood stories back in 1997. And while the show's tone sits somewhere between The Simpsons and Arthur, its semi-autobiographical nature thrusts characters into true-to-life situations that can really hit home. But as a side effect, the cultural norms from that era sometimes clash with Korea's modern values. You see, over the last few decades, Korean society, economy, and ethics have sprinted forward at a breakneck pace. So it's only natural that some scenes have become taboo as children's content. So let's take a look at each delisted episode and the reason for its removal. The first and most publicly discussed is If You Like Me, Say You Like Me, from Season 1, Episode 4. It was originally broadcast in 2011, but less than 10 years later, the Korean Communications Standards Commission formally requested that this episode not be rebroadcast. The complaint stems from a scene where Jadoo's friend accidentally snaps a photo of her taking a dump in the forest. However, it's not uncommon to depict children using the bathroom in Korean cartoons. In fact, there are several other Hello Jadoo episodes with uncensored pooping scenes. And, believe it or not, in Korean culture, it's considered caring to openly discuss bowel movement health with friends and family. So what is it about this specific scene that raised the alarm? Well, in 2018, the word spy cam was on the tip of everyone's tongue. Ignored victims of upskirt photos and hidden bathroom cameras began taking their stories to the media. Attempts to sweep these crimes under the rug were met with protests, and ultimately reform in how these cases are investigated. So there's still an open wound around filming without consent, and how children might mistake its severity as a simple prank. But even with hidden cameras being such a lightning rod topic, there's a similar episode that flew under the radar. In the class president episode, Uni takes embarrassing photos of Minji in secret and posts them publicly in a smear campaign. It doesn't tick all the same boxes, but it shows an inconsistent scrutiny of the content. Uni has also been known to spy on people in the bathroom, so kids could easily extend the premise of candid nose-picking shots into the bathroom. The second prominent example of a banned episode is I Want to Be Pretty from Season 1, Episode 11. The official press release explaining its disappearance said that it promoted unrealistic beauty standards. Given the title of the episode, you might expect this to be an issue with sexist double standards. But plenty of other episodes dig into touchy body image issues. The problem with I Want to Be Pretty is how it states that Jadoo's naturally darker skin will never be attractive.
But I think a pale face is way prettier.
I'm short and dark-skinned and nothing about me is pretty.
And this isn't just a naive childhood misunderstanding played for laughs or reconciled by the end of the episode. No, it's reinforced several times by various characters as a simple fact.
I like fair-skinned girls.
And the only moral lesson is to not trust crazy home remedies to fix your complexion. However, confusingly, only the Korean version of this episode was deleted from the official YouTube channel originally. Despite being fined over the issue, and the show's connections with Disney Channel, the English version of this episode was still available for several years with 500,000 views. However, it was removed as I was doing research for this video.
I doubt you can get married with that face.
But it's still available for everyone to see on their official Facebook page. Finally, one additional episode that silently vanished without notice: The Girl Who Envies Everything, from Season 4. The summary says that it's about Jadoo being jealous of Minji's cucumber allergy. So I couldn't come up with any reasonable explanation for the disappearance at first. But then I was also able to dig up this episode on their official Facebook page and... oh, I guess they didn't want any chance of the pale skin topic coming up again. But it's surprising that, compared to this episode, some of the more problematic episodes still remain. For example, in Season 1, Episode 17, Find Yippee, Jado is afraid that someone stole their dog to eat it. Or how about Jadu's dad regularly abandoning the family to get drunk? And don't forget Jadu's mom constantly beating the shit out of her children and husband. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. If I made any mistakes, let me know in the comments. I've done a few Korean culture videos in English lately, so if they're helpful to you, check out the related playlist in the description. You'll also find a handy playlist I cobbled together of every Korean Hello Jadu episode available in the order they originally aired. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next time. Bye.